Welcome back to the iRacing British Touring Car Championship, round 26 here on BSR TV from Silverstone National, with me in the commentary box, Chris Cohen, joined by Matthew Dalton. Evening, Matt.
Evening, Chris. Evening, everybody.
Now, the major question on everyone's lips is, what's your favourite colour wine gum?
Red.
Red.
It used to be green, but it's changed in recent years. My tastes have matured.
Now, I was under the impression most people were a black fan. They like the black ones, seem to have more fans than the other colours.
But I'm a lover of all colours. I don't want to pick one and say it's a favourite.
Well, fair enough. Good to have some variety in your life. It's the spice of it, apparently. Yeah. Well, the first race, round 25, was taken convincingly by Ashley Sutton, who managed to get round Andreas Katz from the pole position and take the race. Katz coming home second, Chepelewski third and Field fourth. They will start in that order in the second race, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Sutton can hold on to this, because those two guys behind are going to be fighting amongst themselves for position, Chepelewski and Katz.
Yeah, I think Ashley is good, actually. I think the two guys are almost so intent on battling with each other for the championship that he's almost safe from any of their advances. So,
well, we shall see in just a moment, because we're going down to the track and the grid any moment now. The car's got a little bit of time to grid up for the start of round 26, and it could be 5 wins out of... No, that's wrong. 4 wins out of 5 races for Ashley Sutton, which would be impressive.
it would. I think he may do all 3. He may be the first guy to win all 3 races, you know.
It's worth mentioning at this point that nobody so far has won all 3 races in a meeting, because the third race is reverse grid, so if you win the second one, you're put in 10th place for the third race. Nobody's managed to come through from 10th place and win so far in the 2 seasons we've been covering this. But can Sutton do it? We'll find out a little bit later. He's got to take this race first as the lights go on for round 26 of the iRacing British Touring Car Championship. And we're green. Sutton will lead the field away this time as we come down into turn 1. Field had a great start last time, but takes to the outside this time. Chepelewski defending the inside from Katz.
Field's had another good start again there, isn't he?
Well, he's gone round the outside of Katz.
Don't want to be there, though. They both have.
Well, Katz losing out massively on the start there. We've got one of the Airwaves cars just going a little bit wide, unfortunately, and a very slow car to start off there. But Field's up to 3rd position already, and he's off to an absolutely flying start.
Yeah, Stellion's going to be a happy man, isn't he? Doing exactly what he needs to do. Get off at the start, get going, get up behind Ashley Sutton and put cars between himself and Andreas Katz.
Well, Katz now separated by 2 places from Chepelewski, but Sutton looks to be holding on to that lead fairly comfortably on the end of the first lap. No major losers so far. Bond up to 10th position though, going very well already, with Mark Hewitt just behind. And Hewitt's done very well off the start. He started 15th, so he's gained 4 positions on that first lap.
That's a good run.
So it's Sutton from Chepelewski, from Field from Katz, and Ander Diaz has pushed his way into 5th position. He's got Adam Terry just on the inside. Well, we didn't see it, but his car looks fairly undamaged so far. But Adam Terry now has a better line as we come into Maggots for the second time. Also in the background, Layla is side by side with Stevens.
Ashley Sutton nearly bins it. Chepelewski has to avoid him, and Simon Field has taken the lead.
Simon Field is out in front. Wow, great performance from Simon Field, taking advantage of that mistake from Sutton. And
Ashley Sutton's never going to forgive me for this either, but I'll point out that Simon Field went past him up the inside.
And it's worth bringing that one up on the replay just to confirm that.
Perhaps he does like Eminem.
He has indeed gone round on the inside after a mistake from Sutton sends him sideways.
Chepelewski famous last words, isn't it?
Well, Chepelewski was actually held up there, wasn't he? And that allowed Simon Field to go through. So starting lap 3 now, Simon Field leads this race from Ashley Sutton. Chepelewski's had to stay
Sutton
behind.
Sideways again, and he's got Chepelewski all... Well, he's just hit the back of him, actually.
A little bit of contact there. Chepelewski unable to keep out of the back of Ashley Sutton. Has to yield there. Couldn't find a way around, and now Katz is sniffing. Katz won't get through, but he's mighty close. Adam Terry, meanwhile, is closing up on this group with Ander Diaz in 6th, but look at the battle behind as well. Ellis Stevens defending from the 2 CQRs of Russell Laidler and Michael Hall. Laidler very disappointed to be pushed off the track in the last race and looking to make up for that, but he's got Stevens to get past first. He is the 2-time champion. He's not going to make it easy.
No, I'm just rooting my eyes on this front battle at the minute. I think these guys are... there's so much at stake here that these guys are pushing to the absolute limit.
Well, Katz is currently in 4th place. He is the championship leader. He needs to finish ahead of Delian Shepelevsky to maintain that championship advantage, otherwise it's going to be eaten away. He's already finished ahead of him on one of the 3 races as we come down now into Maggots, and the car twitches in the rear end under braking. Katz has got to find a way around Shepelevsky, but it's not going to be easy for him.
I don't see any way that Shepelevsky's even going to entertain the idea of Katz going around him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a mistake from Shepelevsky if we see that happen. Meanwhile, Field has got almost a second advantage over these guys behind now.
He thinks it's Christmas, I suspect, doesn't he?
Well, he was gifted that first place, you're right, but there's no reason why he can't hold on to it with the pace that he's got.
Yeah, but he's done that the second last race as well, hasn't he? He got a really good launch off the line, and he's put himself in a position where he's going to benefit when these guys all start throwing cars at each other.
And the launch sequence in these cars not easy. The turbo needs to kick in nice and early, and you need to get off the line, move the massive weight of this car with just the front wheels. And he's found some recipe for doing that to some success, because 2 great starts from Field. And
it's like trying to drag your mother-in-law up the stairs after a night out, isn't it? It's just, it's not something you want to do, and it's not something that's easy to do.
Now, that's Michael Hall has slipped past Russell Laidler into 8th place. So Michael Hall, we didn't hear very much from him in the first race, but he does have the pace. Laura Bond just behind in 10th, and that is a back marker in the Airwaves car. That's Vittorio Saltalamacchia there. He's lapped down already, unfortunately. Nick McCarron, Dan Hunt, Stephen Hefford, Steve Richardson are all lapped down as well, so something has happened there that we didn't see on the camera. Meanwhile, Sutton has eaten away at the lead of Simon Field up front, so he's going to be looking for a way round. He won't want to give up on this, will he? Because he is the most likely driver probably to get the 3 victories. Oh, and a big moment for Sutton coming into Maggots, and that's cost him big time. Shepelevsky now up the inside. Well,
he wants the 3 victories from the night, obviously, but the guys around him are all battling for the championship. They all need the points, so there's no way they're going to move over to let him by. I mean, that's the thing. He's kind of almost the innocent party in that he's caught up in amongst these guys who all are probably more willing to trade a bit of paint than he is.
Well, Shepelevsky's caught right up with this group now. Katz has dropped off a little bit, and he's coming under threat from Terry and Diaz just behind. Meanwhile, the main rival is Simon Field in the championship. Richard Wilde is running down his 17th place, so we didn't see what happened to him, but he's obviously been involved in some kind of incident as well. So
Sutton's got a bit wide again into turn 1. Shepelevsky's all over him here.
Well, Shepelevsky now looking down the inside, but that's going to be the outside for Maggots, and has to pull out of it. But he'll be aware that Sutton's made a few mistakes going into the Maggots hairpin there, and he'll just be hanging back trying to capitalise, because last time he tried to get close he had to slam on the anchors to prevent himself from going into the back of Ashley Sutton, which he's done once on this race already, but just a light brush.
I think he's going to want to see in his rear views, he's going to want to see some Adam Terry and Ander Diaz getting a bit closer to
and sideways, Shepelevsky's off. Well, Ashley Sutton has just...
really.
Well, he's come across the track, hasn't he? Well, have a quick look at that one on the replay, because that is massive. That is absolutely massive there. Shepelevsky down the outside, and, well, it looked like Sutton... Was that his line, or... Well, it's difficult to say, isn't it? But Shepelevsky gets going again, but he's now down in 10th place, and he has his work cut out. This could be the championship, Matt.
That's it. That's all over. I don't know. Ashley Sutton will be looking at Simon Field in front of him, and Stelly's probably he's not expecting him to be there, but...
Well, let's have another look at that one on the replay from Chepelevsky's point of view, because that is huge. He gets down the inside of Sutton well. Yeah, just holds the same line, and Sutton's actually come across. Whether he wasn't aware he was there, but you have to hold your line, surely, when you've got a car up the inside or the outside of you.
I'm inclined to say racing incident on that one. I don't think he'll have known he's there, and Stelly probably normally wouldn't go for that gap, but you know, he's desperate. He's fighting tooth and nail, trying to recover from the bad luck of last week. So,
well, we'll leave that one to the race stewards. Far be it from us in the commentary box to draw conclusions on those kind of things, but it's still...
No, I'm quite happy to make an opinion when there is one, but I'm not sure that was quite as clear cut.
Oh, and Sutton now on the outside. He's gone round Simon Field, so Sutton got the jump on Field there, as we were just running a little bit behind on the cameras. So Sutton regains the lead in controversial style.
Simon needs this place back as well, so he's going to have to stick to him like glue.
Well, Simon Field won't just roll over, but he does have championship leader Andreas Katz right behind him. Here's a view on board from the Wix Racing machine of Simon Field, and you see that CQR machine up in front of Ashley Sutton is a little bit dented and bashed out of shape. A few bits of contact for Sutton. Over the line to start lap 9. How is it lap 9 already? That's amazing.
This is always the issue though, isn't it? I mean, you've got 3 guys fighting for the championship and a guy who's just got nothing to lose, and that, you know...
Oh, Phil's gone wide! Well, it shouldn't make too much difference, actually. Sorry to cut you
he's
up.
okay, I think. No, he's okay there. But, you know, Ashley's got nothing to lose, so he doesn't have to be as restrained as the guys around him, I suppose.
So Sutton coming into this championship a little bit later than the other drivers. Oh, and we've got a problem for Michael Hall. Michael Hall is dropping back, so he's slowing down. What's wrong with Michael Hall? He seems to be going, so maybe it was just a slight incident, but that's allowed Laura Bond up to 8th place, and Russell Laidler is now up to 9th as well.
No, Laura Bond's in 10th.
We're showing 8th here.
Unless I'm running behind, it says Laura on mine's in P10. Live timing, who knows, it's all weird. Anyway, she's driving well, and she's...
well, Chepelevsky now up to 7th. So Chepelevsky 7th, Stevens 6th. But a big gap between Chepelevsky and Stevens, and it's going to be an almost insurmountable challenge for Chepelevsky to make up another place without mistakes, of course. Simon Field's not let go of the back of Ashley Sutton meanwhile, but Katz is right on the back of this group. 3rd place wouldn't be too bad for Katz, considering Chepelevsky's position now.
No, you know, again, I think he can afford to sit back and take the points. I think he'll be extremely relieved to see the gap between himself and Diaz has grown. So, because we know that Mr. Diaz wouldn't have given a flying one of those at a rolling donut who was involved in championships and not.
Well, we're on board Laura Bond, looking out of the rear of this Bianco car. Russell Laidler and Michael Hall still fighting it out for 9th and 10th position, just behind her at the moment. But Laura Bond's form hasn't been better in this championship, has it?
No, she's driving the wheels off that thing at the minute, and every single week she's right up there at the front. She's doing really, really well, and Laura, at this rate of improvement, she's going to be another one to keep an eye on next season. So
Smolensky looks to be out. Unfortunately, he's down. Yeah, he's dropped off. He's dropped right off. And a little bit further down the field, we've got a little battle going on between Aaron Mullen and Kai Barker. Kai Barker in the lime green machine there. Just behind is Richard Wilde, so Wilde has got the pace to get round these guys. We know he's one of the front runners, usually. Didn't see what happened to him. Barker's got the outside, but will maintain that through the hairpin, and Wilde is going to be watching. Oh, and Kai Barker's run very wide there, and he'll lose out that spot. So, that's propelled Richard Wilde up into 13th position, and he is still right behind Aaron Mullen in front of him.
And these guys at the front still haven't laid off either. You got Simon Field has managed to catch back up to the back of Ashley Sutton. So
well, Richard Wilde has just breezed past Aaron Mullen to 12th place, so he's back up to 12th. Chepelevsky still in 7th, still a 6-second gap as well in front of Chepelevsky. But the front 3 are inseparable at the moment. Field would love to get that victory, wouldn't he? Because he doesn't win all that often in this series, but consistent finisher, normally in the top 5.
Yeah, he's been very consistent, but he said himself, and he knows he needs big finishes
Now,
if he wants to have a serious drive at the go for the title. But
well, of course,
Katz at the minute he's always there, isn't he? He doesn't. Everybody else seems to make mistakes and get in contact and everything else, and he just always seems to keep his nose clean.
it's very much the
Alan Prost approach, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I was going to say the Niki Lauda approach, the cool,
All that
measured
as well,
approach.
yep.
It's a bit closer to home, not quite the same country, but a bit closer to home for Katz, who is a German. And as you know, as we were mentioning last time, he is just efficient as clockwork going around.
He's
this
like a
track.
metronome, isn't he?
It doesn't matter to him that he's dropped 2 places since his qualifying, because he's still scoring well and he's got the lead of the championship, and it's not going to go anywhere as long as he continues to score like this.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Diaz
it's
up
a
to
shame.
5th.
And it's just bad luck for Chepelevsky as well, isn't it? It's not like he's making mistakes. Maybe there is an argument that he probably was being a bit optimistic in going for that gap at that time, but the guy's got a championship to push for. He's going to do that. And he's just had bad luck, and it's hard to watch for him. But it has to turn around at some point. It has to balance itself out at some point.
So Hoog, after qualifying so well, is down in 14th, and he's running about a second and a half behind Mark Hewitt, who is in 13th. Great qualifying from Hoog, and we didn't quite see the same performance in the race.
No, he dropped out in race 1, didn't he? Dropped out of the race, and then he started 29th, so he's had a great run.
Well, he's doing very well. Can he catch up as we enter the last lap now? Can he catch up with Mark Hewitt in front? Because in a couple of corners he's brought down that gap by half a second. Be interesting to see. But meanwhile, at the front on the last lap, Ashley Sutton again is just unstoppable.
Raggedy, but efficient in this race, isn't it?
Well, all he's got to do is get the car to the line. So whoever crosses the line first, all other incidents considered after the race, of course. Field is on for second if he can hold on for just one more corner, and Katz will line up in third, and he won't be too disappointed with that at all.
No, useful points for Simon.
Well, over the line goes Ashley Sutton to take the second race of the evening. That's 4 races out of 5 for Ashley Sutton now. He must be delighted. Simon Field takes second place, Katz in third, Adam Terry and Ander Diaz separated by about a second for 4th and 5th. Chepelevsky, meanwhile, has gone past Stevens, and what's happened to Stevens? He's slowing down on the line. Did he get 6th?
Maybe pick up a slowdown on the last corner?
Well, Ellis Stevens looked to be going very slowly as he came over the line there, and yeah, possibly picked up a slowdown. Not really sure on that one, but I think he might have held on to 6th position. I don't know. Very good position for Laura Bond. 8th place finish puts her in the reverse grid. Russell Laidler 9th. The final reverse grid is taken by Michael Hall, so Hall will start from pole position in this last race, which could be interesting because Hall's not slow.
No, he's not. I'm just trying to look and see what happened to Ellis Stevens there. He was running okay, and then just very, very slow at the last corner.
Well, consider us confused, but the results we have for you on the screen: Sutton takes another victory, Field second, Katz third, then Terry, Diaz, Chepelevsky, Stevens in 7th, after dropping out just on that last corner perhaps. Laura Bond 8th, Russell Laidler 9th, Michael Hall 10th, and these positions will be the ones that get reversed. So CQR's at the head and foot of the top 10. Sutton will start from 10th, but 2 CQRs, 1 CQR Fanta, will start from 1st and 2nd to round out the front row of the grid in the next round of the racing here at Silverstone National. So that'll be very interesting to see if those guys can hold on to that, and whether any team play comes in when they'll inevitably try and move Ashley Sutton up the field, won't they?
Yeah, Ashley's not going to be. I mean, we've seen it, before that Ashley is a very aggressive overtaker, but these guys in front of him are not going to want him to get through. Chepelevsky, interesting for Stellian now though. He obviously starts in 4th place, doesn't he? So he's got a real chance now. He's got cars between himself and Andreas Katz. Katz is going to have to worry about Field and Sutton behind him, and Ashlander Diaz and all these guys in front of him as well, I don't think Stellian will be too disappointed at all. I think he'll look at the guys in front of him and think, I can get past them. And
well, let's see if we can have a quick word with new man to the series, Stefan Hoog. Are you there, Stefan?
Yes.
Welcome to BSR TV. Thanks for joining us. You're driving for Speedworks Motorsport for the first time, and we saw you qualify extremely well, but we just haven't seen that performance in the races so far. And what's been going on?
Well, in the first one, I was going quite slowly, and I lost it. I can't remember which lap on. It was just really unlucky. Lost the tail. It touched the wall, and that was enough to total the car. So, meh.
And 14th in the second race, just outside the reverse grid, which means you'll start 14th again in the third race. But are you hoping to move up from there?
Well, I'm not terribly bothered. I mean, I'm not. The championship doesn't really. I was just taking it slow in the second race, so.
Well, it's a good position for you to be in, really, because if you complete these races and complete next week's races, you'll have had a good warm-up going into the next season. So maybe it's worth starting to collect some points from next season. But what's it like in terms of competition in this series?
Well, it's my first time I drive anything like it on iRacing or LFS. Never really done any league racing, so the guys are quick. Yeah.
They can be very quick at the front, indeed. So a little bit of work for you to do, but hopefully we can see you move up through the field in that third race and get Speedworks Motorsport a few more points. Thanks, Stefan.
Thank you.
That's Stefan Hoog there in his first time out, as he mentions, and it's quite daunting, isn't it? Because these guys have been around for a long time in this championship. Some of the guys have raced 3-4 seasons of this.
yeah, that's just it. And but the new guys coming in so far are doing a pretty good job, actually. Especially the CQR guys have made a real impact on the series, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Really, really bringing some good aggressive racing and some good overtakes, and it's interesting. It's good, and we want people to run. The guys that organise this put a lot of effort into it. The more people that run, the better it is.
Some very brightly coloured cars being added to the series by CQR as well, and they are a kind of organised racing club which covers various different games, not just iRacing, or various different simulators, we should probably say. And it's good to see so many of them getting involved, especially at the top level, because we never expected Sutton to be able to come in and make such an impact.
No, and he really has made an impact, hasn't he?
Yeah, a huge one, taking
in more ways than
4
one,
out
yeah.
of the five races.
And taking Zevaleski out in the last race, although, unintentionally, we should say.
Well, we put that one down to racing incident, but we'll have to leave that one to the stewards to see exactly what the outcome is there. Any results from the stewards won't be in until the next race meeting, by the way. If you want more action from BSR TV, do be aware we run the Monday series, the Skip Barber series, some open wheel action, and some of the top Skip Barber drivers on the iRacing service are in that series, and we saw a fantastic race from Spa earlier in the week.
Yeah, we did. It's that series has just gone from strength to strength, and the racing has just been epic every week. So if it carries on the way it is, I'm not going to be able to commentate on the last couple of races because I won't have a voice left after about lap 3, I think.
Well, you have to get more wine gums in stock to kind of lubricate your throat so that you can carry on talking.
I'm not sure they work that way,
Well, that's wishful thinking, perhaps. But that's Monday evenings from about 8:30 UK time, if you fancy joining us from that. And you can go back and watch the Spa race or any of the other races on the YouTube channel, as well as any of the other footage we have at all on BSR TV, which includes the rest of the iRacing British Touring Car Championship. We have one more round to come here from the Silverstone National Circuit. That's going to be round 27, and that's coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes time here on BSR TV. So if you're on Twitch, stay with us. We'll retune automatically, and if you're on YouTube, just advance to the next video. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.